mountain village in Switzerland lived a man whose strange experiments with the dead have since become a legend. A legend that is still told with horror the world over.
We've only just started, just opened the door. Look, now's the time to go through that door and find what lies beyond it. But don't you see, Paul? We've discovered the source of life itself, and we've used it to restore a creature that was dead.
This is Frankenstein, who revolted against nature, who experimented with the devil and was forever cursed. His unwilling collaborator was Paul Kremp.
I can't prove you murdered, but I can stop you using his brain.
Why, he has no further use for it?
Don't be a fool! Be careful! You damned it!
Only 2 women ever entered this house of evil.
Elizabeth, come back!
Elizabeth, the lovely cousin who had promised to marry him, and Justine the maid, who kept passionate and secret rendezvous with her master.
Won't you understand you're in real danger? What Victor is doing is dangerous to everyone in the house. Now, you cannot possibly conceive what dreadful thing he's planning to do.
What are you trying to tell me, Paul? That Victor's wicked? Insane?
Wicked, insane, evil? Call Frankenstein what you will. A demon had made a man-made monster, and now the monster was the master.
Paul, what are you going to do? For your sake and to protect Elizabeth, I've so far kept silent. But now I shall go to the authorities and have them destroy that creature. And see that you pay for these atrocities. No!
Do you scare easily? This is a warning. Watch out for our next attraction. It consists of 2. We repeat, 2 masterpieces of horror and suspense in one terrifying show.
In the year 1860, I, Baron Frankenstein, was sentenced to death on the guillotine. Why? Why had the world condemned me? Because I was the first man to create another living being. The first unnatural man. But because his brain was affected, because he could not control his animal instincts, he was hunted down and brutally murdered. But I have escaped the guillotine, and I shall avenge the death of my creation. Who is he? Nobody. He isn't born yet.
You will witness scenes never before seen on a motion picture screen. You will see Frankenstein take the eyes of one man, the brain of another. You will see lifeless hands begin to move. You will see a man turn into the world's most terrifying monster.
Anesthetic! Quick, man! Switch off!
Remember, we promised you 2 big horror pictures in one spellbinding show. Here are scenes from Evil of Frankenstein.
interrupting my work.
Your work. The work of the devil.
Hans.
Please, Father, you can't. No!
The evil of Frankenstein. The evil of a man who created a monster by crude surgery and harnessed the tempestuous forces of nature to give it life. The evil of Frankenstein unleashed a monster that terrorized a whole community. Peter Cushing as the Baron, and Peter Woodthorpe as the ruthless Professor Zoltan, who fought the Baron for control of the monster.
Oh, he'll understand you, all right. He just won't obey you. That's all.
Duncan Lamont as the Chief of Police. Katie Wilde and Sanderels as two young people caught up in the evil of Frankenstein.
Go back and kill him.
Ultimate in evil and desire. Frankenstein, monster and madman. Frankenstein created woman.
Who am I?
A beautiful woman with the soul of the devil.
A shield of indestructible matter. What is it for? What is it for? To give life after death, my friend. That's what it's for. Life after death.
Peter Cushing as Baron Frankenstein, who crosses swords with Satan in his fight for immortality.
He lives. See, Hans, he's alive.
Susan Denberg as Christina, the deformed creature transformed by Frankenstein to a living beauty. Within her, a dead man's revengeful urge to kill.
Kill him. Kill him. Kill him, Christina.
Forley Walters, the doctor who helps Frankenstein to violate the laws of nature.
Christina, my dear, that man possesses such power, such knowledge, that sometimes I don't even understand him myself.
The boy Hans is the tool of the Frankenstein experiment. These boys are the causes.
Hans. Come back.
He's come back from the grave. Somebody's brought him back.
Frankenstein. Scientist, surgeon, madman, murderer. The most evil genius of all time.
I can transplant his brain. If I don't, it'll die through lack of oxygen.
But that would mean you'd have to remove someone else's brain to do it.
Of course, Carl. How else?
Peter Cushing is Baron Frankenstein. While he lives, no one is safe. Veronica Carlson is Anna. Beautiful, desirable, trapped in Frankenstein's nightmare world.
For God's sake, go away! Leave me alone!
What have you done to him?
What have you done to him? Let me go! Oh, help me! In the name of God, somebody help me!
There is no one in the world who can help you except me.
You must leave this house. After what I've done tonight, you must be completely trapped.
I won't go without you, Carl.
The police. They're searching all the houses.
Search the length and breadth of Europe. Hunt him. Track him down.
You must choose between the flames and the police.
No matter what the risk, Frankenstein must be destroyed.
Prepare yourself for a new Frankenstein. Searing the screen with excitement. A young Frankenstein, experimenting with the forbidden secret of life itself, molding his most terrifying creation. Frankenstein is back to raise the dead, to terrorize the living. The masters of suspense offer you a shocking bargain. Your ticket entitles you to be frightened out of your wits at no extra charge.
Found guilty of one of the vilest of crimes.
I am a doctor, you know.
I have decided to extend my leniency to its limits by only sentencing you to be committed to the state asylum for the criminally insane for a period of 5 years.
Behind these walls, cut off from a world of reality outside, confined to a world of madness and brutality within, Frankenstein lives.
I knew you couldn't give up your work completely. And you haven't.
Frankenstein returns as dedicated as ever to one unholy purpose, to build a living being.
I succeeded this time. In every sacrifice will be worthwhile.
But what monstrous creature will emerge here when it can only be created from the bodies of the criminally insane?
There's a monster at last!
Frankenstein. Only his incredible mind could create such uncontrollable terror.
To Baron Frankenstein, creator of man.
Creator of blasphemy from the bodies of psychopaths. A living thing assembled with the brain of an insane genius. A supreme madness distilled into the body of this monster from hell.
If everything could be reborn, unblemished. If a new version of his true self could be created, huh? In the normal way, by mating.
But who with?
Sarah.
A small band of men on a perilous search for the man-beast of Tibet. The abominable snowman of the Himalayas. You've heard of him, haven't you? The world's most shocking monster. No one's ever lived who's seen him. Be on your guard. He's coming to this theater. The abominable snowman dares you. We dare you. Dare you to see the abominable snowman of the Himalayas.
What did it look like? Tell me, what did you see, Kusang? Tell me!
I see what men must not see.
They're after me. They know it was me that did it last night. They're after me. They're after all of us. They just killed McNee.
Why say that? It was an accident.
It's me next. They know it was me. Stay here. Wait. Ed, I can hear you.
You've got to understand, that isn't Shelley. It isn't anybody.
I can hear his voice.
It's in your own mind. It's just happened to me, too.
Warning, only those with stout nerves and strong hearts should risk seeing the abominable snowman of the Himalayas.
Of the Hound of the Baskervilles. Take heed, and beware the moor in those dark hours when evil is exalted, else you will surely meet the Hound of Hell, the Hound of the Baskervilles.
Which way? For heaven's sake, which way?
The greatest story ever written by one of the world's greatest storytellers. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's classic masterpiece of mystery, suspense, and horror, The Hound of the Baskervilles.
Some revolting sacrificial rite has been performed. What depths a human being can sink to.
What human being could have done this?
That is precisely what I intend to find out.
How can you be so certain that somebody took one of the bishop's spiders and deliberately placed it in Sir Henry's room? That it wasn't in the luggage he brought from South Africa?
Elementary, my dear Watson. There are no tarantulas in South Africa.
What do you want me to do?
Identify anything I may find. Strange things are to be found on the moor. Like this, for instance.
Why? You thought it was going to be easy, didn't you? Didn't you? You won't be the first of your family who thought that. And you won't be the first to die because of it.
escape it.
Mackie, look!
Nothing can destroy it. It's coming for you from space to wipe all living things from the face of the earth. Beware of the creeping unknown. This woman is about to learn a terrible secret. She will never be the same again. Because this man knows that same secret, he will never speak again. To both of them has come terror in the form of the creeping unknown. 3 men went into outer space. Only one of them came back. Came back a strange, distorted creature, haunted and possessed by something beyond human understanding. What was the terrible secret he could not tell them? There's a whole new world out there, a wilderness, uncharted. And he's been there and come back. He's got the map. Unlock his mind for me, Briscoe, and find it. I know you can do it.
It isn't just a
I
question
know the
of...
strain and tension you've been under, but to stop now when we're so close. Brian Donlevy. He dared an experiment that shocked a nation.
You've destroyed him like you've destroyed everything else you've touched, Kent.
There's no room for personal feelings in science, Judith. An experiment that created the creeping unknown.
I want to cordon around the entire area, evacuate all public, get information to check up every movement that's likely to take place inside this radius tonight.
Yes, sir. Warn everyone not to touch anything unusual they may find in the streets.
Sort of whistling. I was right. They're coming down by the hundreds. Get Hall.
Listen. Listen very carefully. If you ever hear a sound like this, run for your life. Run. Run before it is too late. For if you stay, you will lose your soul. Coming closer, closer, closer is an enemy from outer space. From out of this world it came, a horrifying terror that threatened mankind, haunting and possessing every human being within range, an indestructible danger beyond all earthly understanding.
Vincent Broadhead is dead. Dead? I watched him die a few hours ago in that plant. His whole body covered with some kind of corrosive poisoning, eaten away.
It poisoned everything it touched. The mind and the body of man was no longer in his control. They ran from this unknown menace, but there was no escape.
We're holding this block. We've got to, at least until the oxygen takes effect.
What's in those domes, mister?
Resistance must cease immediately. Lay down your... Yes, what is it? Kill us. Inside those domes are creatures outside this earth. Ah, you're mad. I've seen them. Thousands of tiny creatures that can join together and expand into things 100 feet high.
Scenes you are about to see are more incredible than anything today's science or fiction ever imagined. Sometime in the near future, when we least expect it, they will come. Cities will burn. mankind will panic. Our world will tremble. When the invasion from another time and another place begins, disbelief will be shattered, and the truth of an ancient past will be revealed. When it occurs, you will see men turned killers by mysterious power.
I wanted to kill you.
Why?
Because you are different.
Women will be defiled by the invaders from outer space.
It's Barbara. She's the one.
Scientists will vainly attempt to save civilization.
My duty now is to quieten public alarm. And you keep your damn paws out of things.
It could happen in your lifetime. See it before it's too late.
From which there is no escape. Dean Jagger as Professor Royston, top secret scientist.
Peter! Peter, don't go any closer! Peter, don't go any closer! Peter!
Black leather, smash, smash, smash. Black leather, crash, crash, crash. Black leather, kill, kill, kill. I got that feeling. Black leather rock.
Animals dressed as human beings. Smash, smash, smash. A game for the wild ones, played with the passion of the damned. Jump!
Don't ever do that again, Joni.
I'll do what I like, King.
Do you think I'll let a man put his dirty hands on you?
People fleeing for their lives, leaving one hell for another. Escaping from what? From whom? What goes on behind these barbed wires? Who and what do these ferocious dogs guard? And who are these children? Where do they come from? To whom do they belong?
Before you get yourself excited, King, touch the little boy's face.
He's dead. He's dead, I tell you!
Fear so real that you can touch it. Terror so sinister that it makes the flesh creep. These are the people who become one with the damned. The rich American on an English vacation. The beautiful girl, decoy for a gang of thugs, more sinned against than sinning. The Swedish artist, who chiseled strange shapes out of stone. And the scientist with a secret, who fought the shape of things to come.
I hate your secrets, Bernard.
If I were to tell you even a little bit about what you call my secrets, I might be condemning you to death.
Why are you doing this? What's it all for? What are you trying to make out of these children? Answer me. Will you answer me?
1 million years BC erupts on the screen with volcanic excitement. 1 million years BC, when the earth parted and the mountains fell. Primitive man and monstrous beasts fought each other to inherit the earth. Since time began has the primitive scene been captured for the screen with such imaginative realism. Behold man 1 million years BC. Introducing the fabulous Raquel Welch, the sensational star discovery of this or any other year in 1 million years BC. See her as Loana the Fair One, who deserted her tribe and risked her life to follow Tumac of the Rock People. John Richardson as Tumac, as big and strong as the beasts he fought for survival. Nupondi the Wild One, whom no man could resist. See the fascinating, strange, and fearful creatures who roamed and ruled the earth 1 million years BC. Brontosaurus, a moving mountain of flesh and bone. The pterodactyl, a flying reptile with giant teeth. The flesh-eating Allosaurus. The Triceratops, a horned dinosaur in battle with the savage Ceratosaurus. You will share the unending thrills and excitement of a world of primitive wonders, of primeval terror and savagery. You will indeed live in another world, in another time, as the centuries fall back to reveal the Earth 1 million years BC. Introducing the fabulous Raquel Welch as Loana the Fair One. John Richardson as Tumac.
When dinosaurs ruled the earth. This is the time, the very beginning, before man was master, when the moon wrenched a place for itself in the heavens. This is the time when men lived in fear, and the color of a woman's hair decided who should be sacrificed. Starring Victoria Vetri, who could tame any man. Who could even train man's deadliest enemy.
Necro!
This is the time of unimaginable dangers. Danger from above, danger from below, danger from every living thing in this primitive world.
From Hammer Films, creators of 1 Million Years BC, comes a new epic adventure in a primitive world, where man and beast meet on equal terms. And pagan superstition magnifies fear of the unknown, a world of savage combat, where women are spoils to the victor. These are the creatures the world forgot. Starring the Norwegian beauty, Julie Edge. International Talent Search winner, the sensational new star discovery of the 70s. The captive maiden and her new master. Their love defies tribal taboos. Pitting brother against brother in a link of death, only one can survive. Creatures the world forgot. See their primitive mating rites, the ordeal of the virgins, the ritual dance of fire, duel of flaming torch against naked blade, the attack of the dreaded mudmen, devil gods of the primeval jungle. Survival is the only law for creatures the world forgot.
Looking for something different, let me show you a few of my latest listings. Now here's a lovely piece of unimproved property, a small plot in a quiet neighborhood, just waiting for the right couple, maybe you. This costs more money, of course, but it's guaranteed to last you a lifetime, and then some. Now if you're not afraid of something a little out of the ordinary, and you're in the market for an old, dark house, especially designed by Charles Adams, I've got just the thing for you.
The old, dark house. Why don't you drop in?
Hello.
May I introduce a friend of Casper's, Mr. Penroll?
Such a surprise to find he had a friend. We're having you for dinner. Delicious.
You'll find you can't help getting all choked up when you meet the lovable family that owns this place. Roderick, not pretty, but not nice either. Cecily, on the other hand, both pretty and nice.
Something terrible is happening here. You've got to leave before the others find out.
The others? Who are the others? Well, there's Aunt Agatha, who loves knitting, surrounded by a raft of wool-gathering relatives. Someone really needled her.
Must have been murder. She always knitted so carefully.
Morgana, one of the better built-in features of the property.
Don't you have any boyfriends?
I always had to be home by 12 o'clock. And, well, things were just getting started, and I had to stop.
An interesting pair of knickknacks, Casper and Jasper, dead ringers for one another.
You're there, and you're dead.
An innocent visitor who came by accident, and by accident is still alive. We're proud to offer this unusual property, but we'll have to admit it's murder to run. Will be available for occupancy as soon as present tenants are exterminated.
Out there, didn't you? That part of it wasn't a dream. Where does the dream finish and reality begin?
Are you dreaming, Janet? Are you sleeping? Or is this a waking nightmare?
What do you mean by locking yourself in all day?
I'll tell you. Here, I'm safe. I don't have to worry about anybody sneaking up behind me with this.
What is it? An evil curse? An insane hoax? A nightmare or cold-blooded murder? Nightmare. Shocking, 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 shocking.
Fetish men. Black witchcraft as real as an African nightmare. Academy Award-winning Joan Fontaine, star of some of the screen's most memorable motion pictures, slants a new angle on the story of the witches, the devil's own disciples.
Let me pass. I've got to phone the police. It's West Dorset. He's dead.
The witches, the devil's own. They live in the dark, superstitious jungles of Africa. Who are the witches?
I saw it. You saw what? She stuck Linda's hand in the rollers and turned the handle. What? She put Linda's hand in the mangle.
Starring Joan Fontaine as the head teacher, target of the witches' cunning in 2 continents.
Stephanie, where are you?
This is the journalist with an inside knowledge of witchcraft.
Witchcraft? Somebody having a little dabble? Yes, I would think so. It's a sex thing deep down, of course. Mostly women go in for it.
The rector without a church, in a village without hope.
Did Stephanie tell you about me? About my not being a priest?
The witches, the devil's own. Who are they? The witches know, but witches don't talk. They could be dressed in the skin of a butcher, disguised in the innocent garb of old Mrs. Rick.
Go after her.
Who are the witches? They hypnotize the innocent, bedevil the unsuspecting.
Do you believe in the power of darkness? That's a superstition. Now, there you were wrong. The power of darkness is more than just a superstition. It is a living force which can be tapped at any given moment of the night.
Why, on one night of 1 year, should these people live in mortal fear?
throat of Mendes. The devil himself.
Christopher Lee as de Richelieu, who knows he must fight the devil's power to the death.
My God.
Don't look at the eyes, Rex! Eyes, once filled with love, are consumed with fear. For Tanith is now promised to the devil.
Listen carefully to what I say.
This is Makata, the devil's chief disciple.
Your will is leaving you, slipping away.
The Devil's Bride, from bestseller author Dennis Wheatley's The Devil Rides Out, fills the screen with a special kind of visual terror.
On your feet quickly! Back to back, join hands!
You will hear his evil. You will feel his evil. You will see his evil.
If we once catch sight of his face.
The evil power of black magic has fascinated millions of moviegoers. In 1967, Rosemary's Baby. In 1974, The Exorcist. And now, a motion picture that probes further into the mysteries of the occult that any has dared before.
98% of so-called Satanists are nothing but pathetic freaks who get their kicks out of dancing naked in freezing churchyards.
I have a feeling I'm dealing with that other 2%.
Richard Widmark challenges Christopher Lee for the soul of a girl named Catherine in the terrifying film of Dennis Wheatley's sensational bestseller, To the Devil, a Daughter.
Te adoro et te invoco.
They got Catherine, and we've got to get her back before it's too late.
When this ceremony has been performed, I shall destroy you, John Burney.
The demons hate you, Raynor. They're waiting for you.
Catherine.
You are warned. The full shock, the full satanic horror is yet to be revealed.
It's a me! Out!
We are the Intermission Quartet.
Some quartet.
We sell refreshments at the Met.
At the Met?
So if you should want to get delicious
ice cream,
soft drink,
popcorn, candy, I like candy. It tastes just dandy and comes in handy when I fight the bull.
the popcorn's puffy, so crisp and fluffy, we all eat popcorn until we're full.
Oh, how I love the soft drinks here. They taste as good as the lager beer.
And now our operetta ends. We'll have an intermission, friends.
To a place where men satisfy their bloodlust by hunting human quarry. Come to a place of fear, where even an innocent corpse can find no peace.
Young Martinez also says that he saw something on the moors, something that he insists was his brother. But we know that his brother is dead.
We also know that he is not lying in his coffin. Someone in this village is practicing witchcraft.
See the undead slaves driven from their graves and forced to labor for the masters of evil. See Plague of the Zombies.
From a land of brutality and evil. It came from terror and fear. The curse of the werewolf that was laid on a baby who grew into a man possessed by a monster. To this Spanish town, the night brought drinking and dancing, music and girls, and the moon. The full moon that turned an innocent man into a savage beast. The curse of the werewolf, a man possessed by a frenzied lust to kill and kill and kill. The curse of the werewolf, a man possessed by a desperate need for love, who found in Christina all the passionate sincerity of youth.
Christina, do you love me? Will you marry me, Christina? You say you love me, will you marry me?
Yes. Yes, I will.
Help me! Get away! Get away! Get away! No!
Egypt, 4,000 years ago. A land of strange rituals and savage cruelty. Many of their secrets are still hidden from the eyes of 20th century man. Secrets that protect their dead. Supernatural powers that once released can live again in our modern world. The Mummy, the living dead, bringing terror and death across 4,000 years. He was a high priest of the great god Karnak, until one night he attempted the ultimate in blasphemy. He was condemned to guard forever the princess he had loved and protect her from intruders.
Go and destroy those who desecrated the tomb of our princess. He who robs the graves of Egypt dies. He who robs the graves of Egypt dies.
vultures are gathering for yet another feast. Beware, you infidels and unbelievers. Take heed of the curse.
I must take you into my confidence and warn you. There is a curse which says that all persons present at the opening of a pharaoh's coffin and who gaze at the face of the mummy therein shall die.
You have been warned. You, Terence Morgan, beware. Your past may catch up with you. You, Ronald Howard, beware. Let the sleeping mummy lie. You, Fred Clark, beware. Let gold not be your god. And you, Jean Roland, beware the love of a handsome stranger. And all of you here now, beware. The terrifying story of a rampaging bandage and bone monster stalking those who defiled its tomb of terror.
Nightmare terror from the tomb. An ancient curse comes to life to strangle the living and raise the dead. Here is the horror and the terror of a story that began in ancient Egypt.
Take Kato Bey! Take him!
When Khartu Bey, a son of Pharaoh, died in the desert and was covered in the shroud that bore the sacred power of life and death.
What was he saying?
He says that death awaits all who disturb the resting place of Kato Bey.
Warning to every creature of flesh and blood, beware the beat of the cloth-wrapped feet. Beware the curse of the mummy's shroud. This is the leader of the British expedition who came in search of the tomb. The rich and ruthless financier who believes money can bribe even the devil himself. This is the son who knows there is no escape.
Someone or something is trying to destroy us. I believe it'll find us wherever we go.
The wife and mother trapped by the mummy's shroud.
I see death.
This is Haiti, the crystal gazer, who sees into the past and the terrifying future. This is the girl who's doomed, cursed by the mummy's shroud.
You mean I'm going to die?
In a few minutes from now.
Kill her! Kill her!
Dead 1,000 years, now he lives and breathes to avenge an ancient curse, to strangle the living, raise the dead, and prey upon human flesh.
blood of the ever-living, the ever-evil. Blood from the mummy's tomb. From the dead past come powers too terrifying, too strange to be believed.
You know who I am? And you're afraid, aren't you?
Who is she, wearing the mummy's face? Is she one of us, enjoying our kind of life? Or is she the ever-living, the ever-evil? Blood from the mummy's tomb.
Evil, all-powerful, all-terrifying, evil to seek you out and destroy. Now, guys and gals alike, disguise yourself from the most inhuman creatures ever to frighten the wits out of you. Get your Rasputin beard free as you enter the theater to see Rasputin, the Mad Monk. History's man of mystery.
You will apologize for laughing at me.
I am not a peasant woman.
What are you?
I am lady-in-waiting to the Tsarina.
What strange power did this man actually possess? A power that turned people into murderers. Man of violence, terror of a nation. Goaded by an insane lust to dominate even its rulers.
He has the Tsarina in his absolute power. Under hypnosis, he can make her do whatever he wishes. Do you understand what that means? He must be destroyed before he destroys us all. You will go away and destroy yourself.
Mad! Rasputin, the Mad Monk! And on the same screaming program...
Get away from there! Get away! Ah!
Sudden, violent, horrible death.
This is an evil place. Corrupt and evil.
Can the dreaded curse of the Ourang Sanko turn living woman into deadly, slithering snake? See, venomous, creeping evil create a writhing hell on earth.
I could kill you. Possibly. But you could never be free then, could you?
Trapped like animals in a cage and getting closer and closer, suffocating them with terror. The reptile. Guys and gals, remember, disguise yourself from the forces of evil. Get your Rasputin beard free as you enter the theater.
Kali, the goddess of destruction. In this temple of horror, she reigns supreme.
She gave our ancestors this sacred cloth and said, "Kill!"
This is true. This is real. This actually happened in mystery-shrouded India. As a perverted religious sect gripped a nation by the throat, its worshippers dedicated to the wanton destruction of human life. They were called Thuggees.
Those necks. What about them? Oh, they're broken, all of them broken.
Those bones are so old they're disintegrating. How can you tell they're broken?
There was one that wasn't so old, remember? It still had some flesh on it.
Prepare the sacred cloth.
Kill! Kill!
1 million murders as satanic killers prowl the fearsome night for innocent victims of their far-flung murder cult.
Harry!
No woman can resist. No man can survive their strangling silks.
You have sinned against the goddess Kali. Those that sin against Kali must suffer the pain of never looking upon her face again.
The incredible truth about India's Thuggees, the butchers of Bombay, deadlier than their native cobras. See mongoose fight cobra for a man's life.
Look at this man, who must kill to live, who must kill to live. He is 104 years old.
Your eyes. What's wrong with your eyes?
Yes, look at him well. This thief of time, this man who could cheat death, who knows the secret of immortality.
I've been taking this fluid every 6 hours now. It's madness. It is what keeps me alive. So you see, you must operate. You know what will happen if you don't. Yes, you will die.
Liar, cheat, murderer, offender against nature and God. See the liquid that cheats death. See what he steals from the tissues of his victims so that he may never grow old and never die.
No, don't do it.
Anton Diffring is the man trapped by his own fearful invention. Hazel Court, the girl who knows his love, but not his shocking secret.
Oh, George, I love you so much.
Christopher Lee, the doctor who gleans the monstrous truth and must submit to blackmail to save the girl he loves.
If you perform this operation and perform it successfully, I shall release her. If you don't perform this operation, or if anything should happen to me while you are operating, Janine will not be seen by you or anyone else again.
Legend and myth known to mankind is not entirely without some truth. It was here, under a full moon, in the little village of Van Dorf, that an ancient legend suddenly terrifyingly came to life.
Doctor, you'll perform an autopsy.
On a body that's turned to stone?
For 2,000 years, Megara the Gorgon had kept her evil peace. But now this strange, unearthly creature returns to petrify every human being who crosses her path. Starring Peter Cushing as the doctor. Did his strange talents direct him to medicine or murder? Christopher Lee is the professor, confronted by a conspiracy of silence that paralyzed a village with terror.
Megara died 2,000 years ago. It's her spirit we're concerned with today. It's found a resting place in somebody.
The terrifying realism. She comes to life and brings death to all those who look upon her face.
Carla!
I am waiting for Carlo, Mr. Hyde.
How did he die, man?
Dr. Pepper signed the certificate natural causes, but I should have thought from the look of the poor fellow that he died of fright.
This is a frightened village. Here, it is wiser to close your ears to a scream in the night. In this place, even familiar things take on an odd and terrifying significance. A funeral moves under the cloak of night, but no one inquires who has died, nor why the corpses are dispatched with such desperate haste. Starring Peter Cushing as the parson who knew every secret of the night creatures. Yvonne Romaine and Oliver Reed as two young people who loved in the shadow of terror.
I've always been respectful to you, haven't I? But I've had to keep my real feelings to myself until now.
Patrick Allen as the courageous Captain Collier, who sailed the 7 seas in search of danger and found it in The Night Creatures.
Come, if you dare, within these walls. On stage is color, beauty, and light. But in the shadows lurks a monstrous evil.
Young woman, you must come with me.
Terror haunts these dusty corridors. Murder waits its call in the dressing rooms. And on cue, death makes his entrance. They have no right to love and happiness, for this beautiful young girl is tangled in a web of terror. The Phantom of the Opera, a hideous echo of a night of agony and horror. A night that must be avenged, even from beyond the grave.
Christine!
deserve nothing better than you.
Desire drove her to deception. Jealousy drove him to madness.
Will we ever know who we really are? Who are you, Kitty? Who are you?
Starring Paul Massey as Dr. Jekyll and as Mr. Hyde, and Don Adams as his luscious and wanton wife. In an era of glamour and gaiety and licentious pleasures, when men of wealth could obtain almost anything they wanted, the scientist Dr. Jekyll emerged in a schizophrenic counter-personality as the infamous, the cruel Mr. Hyde. Every passion he gratified, every viciousness he indulged.
For God's sake, man, don't kill him.
Let me alone, Jekyll. Let me alone.
Jekyll. A fascinating new Dr. Jekyll. A terrifying new Mr. Hyde.
Where's Henry?
Believe me, your husband is here.
Everyone knows there are two sides to the infamous Dr. Jekyll. By day, the man. By night, the monster.
Put a woman in your life, a good woman, and one day you'll wake up and you'll see a changed man.
Now, Hammer believe you too are ready for a change. An absolutely complete change.
This is the testament of Dr. Henry Jekyll, male, male, male.
It's Hyde, isn't it? How is your brother?
He hasn't been himself of late.
This is the new Dr. Jekyll, the most evil woman you'll ever see. This is the sensuous Sister Hyde, the most evil man you'll ever meet.
Stay away from her. She means you great harm.
Why?
I just feel it, that's all.
Dr. Jekyll, Sister Hyde. Man or woman. Or both. In this film, you will actually see the sinister Dr. Jekyll change in mind and body into the totally evil Sister Hyde.
It is I who exist, Dr. Jekyll, not you. It is I who will be rid of you. Rid of you! Rid of you!
Hammer invites you to share the agony of a man whose body is possessed by a strange passion to murder and beyond.
They must be female. No more than 20 years old.
There will be a different kind of victim tonight. And then the tug-of-war will be ended between us. Fascinating situation, don't you think? It'll be interesting to see who wins.
Plus, this is the story of Dracula, a creature who destroys all whom he touches. Dracula the terrifying, the feared, who sleeps in the tombs of the dead by day and arises at night to inflict his terror upon the innocent and the unsuspecting.
You must help me. You must. You're my only hope. You must.
I'll help you. I promise.
Please try and understand. This is not Lucy, the sister you loved. It's only a shell, possessed and corrupted by the evil of Dracula.
How do you destroy a fiend who has so far proven himself indestructible? Those who come to end his reign of terror stay to become his victims.
Castle Dracula is somewhere here in Klausenberg. Will you tell me how I get there?
You ordered a meal, sir. As an innkeeper, it's my duty to serve you. When you've eaten, I ask you to go and leave us in peace.
This is the doctor who dares to challenge the vampire Dracula. This is the anguished man who fears for the lives of his beloved, the girl who is his sister, and the one that is his wife. Dracula, the bedeviled master of all that is evil.
Listen to the beat of your heart, Marianne. You hear the beat of fear within you? Fear that will rise to a shattering crescendo of terror. You have strayed into a world of evil, where frightened people are held in the grip of unearthly horror. Beware of pity for the handsome prisoner in the Castle Meister. Beware of love, for in your heart is only the pulsating throb of terror. Starring Peter Cushing as the Doctor locked in mortal combat with overwhelming evil. Also starring Frida Jackson as Greta, who served the vampires with insane loyalty.
Look! You needn't be afraid, she's dead.
Martita Hunt, the Baroness, victim of her own son. Beautiful Yvonne Monlore, France's latest sex kitten, as Marianne, whose beauty was her passport to the twilight world of the undead. David Peel as the Baron, blindingly handsome. Yet his kiss transformed the most beautiful girls into monsters.
Now, more real, more terrifying than ever before. Dracula, Prince of Darkness, King of the Vampire. For 10 years, his mortal remains were cherished by his faithful servant, awaiting a victim to provide the life force for the reincarnation of Dracula. A strange premonition warns the guests at Castle Dracula that their host is ready to receive them.
I must kill him. He is already dead. He is undead, Mr. Kent. He can be destroyed, but not killed.
Where's Charles?
You don't need Charles.
Dracula, Prince of Darkness.
No coffin could ever hold him. No door could ever bar his way. He is back from the dead.
Count Dracula is alive.
Dracula has risen from the grave. Dracula, the most fearsome name in any language. The most feared being ever to haunt the living.
There is a girl.
Maria?
Bring her to me. During the hours of darkness, she must never be left alone. Bring her to me!
Christopher Lee, Rupert Davis, Veronica Carlson, Hammer's new star discovery, Dracula's most beautiful victim. Dracula has risen from the grave. To resist him is useless. To rise against him is futile. To know him is eternal damnation. Dracula has risen from the grave. The cold grip of his presence. Sense the clammy excitement of his evil. Taste the sharp fear that he alone can bring.
Dracula's blood.
This way, gentlemen. We know the way. These men thought they had tasted all that life had to offer.
Ready when you are, gentlemen.
Would you be willing to sell your souls to the devil?
If one thought that one's experience might be extended.
It would be extended to infinity.
There's someone there.
Dracula is back to choose his human victims.
Alice.
Who are you? How do you know my name?
Dracula is back to select his companions in darkness, who must die that he may live. If you shock easily, stay away.
She's neither dead nor alive.
Lucy! 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 Paxton! Paxton, listen to me! The mark's on her neck! She's a vampire!
Prepare yourself. Every nerve, every muscle.
No.
Prepare yourself for the greatest shock of all. Dracula's reign of horror reaches out even further. A winged creature of terror becomes Dracula's most fearsome new ally. Enter Dracula's stronghold at your peril. There is one way into his innermost sanctum.
Hey! Help there! Help me!
One way in and no way out. There is no escape from the creature that extends his power. There is no escape, not even for the protected, from the scars of Dracula.
Take her with you. You'll do terrible things to her if you don't. Terrible things.
Yesterday, Dracula was the most fearsome being the screen has ever seen. Today, tonight, you could be Dracula's next victim.
Something new, yet as old as time.
Come on, Johnny.
A date with the devil.
Are you ready? He's ready. He's waiting to freak you out. Right out of this world.
Died September the 18th, 1872. 100 years ago to the day.
You who witness it must swear before the name of the devil to keep it secret.
Who knows about vampires, for God's sake? My grandfather died fighting a vampire. The most terrible, the most dangerous vampire of all time.
The year is 1972. A leap year in horror. A vintage year for vampires.
Count Dracula!
The time for the masters of horror to meet again in the 20th century.
Come to me, Count Dracula!
There's too many dreams I got buried up inside, and there's too little time to decide.
The nightmare's over.
Don't think it is.
I have returned to destroy you. They're dead. But they're alive. As religious rites become obscene orgies. Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing together in Count Dracula and his vampire bride. The king of the undead marries the queen of the zombies.
On this, the eve of the undead, I call upon you to witness my supreme triumph. Van Helsing, the body of your granddaughter will never be corrupted.
And the devil himself is exorcised.
My revenge has spread over centuries and has just begun!
Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing, the ultimate power is revealed as the two masters of menace grapple for the souls of the living and the dead. Count Dracula and his vampire bride.
A young couple in love, enjoying a romantic honeymoon, enjoying the pleasure of each other's company, knowing the sublime happiness of the kiss of love. But the kiss of love is a stranger here, where only evil is good, and the only kiss, the kiss of the vampire.
You know what a vampire is?
Yes. I've heard of vampire bats.
No, not bats. Vampires. Human vampires.
The Kiss of the Vampire is a spine-chilling drama of two young people who strayed by chance into a nightmare in a twilight world of terror.
I want you to initiate Mr. Harcourt into our society. Do you understand what I
In the 18th century in Central Europe, a black terror swept across the face of the land. The curse of vampirism, which had been a half-forgotten memory for hundreds of years, returned with a fury that struck unholy fear into the hearts of every man, woman, and child. One man dared to make a stand against this evil epidemic. One man dared to hurl a challenge of cold steel against the terror of the undead. He was Captain Kronos, vampire hunter.
It is commonly supposed that a vampire attacks in only one way, by biting the neck and draining the victim of blood. The girls you spoke of, they were not drained of blood, but of youth, of life itself. You see? He's been bitten on the mouth. God's sake, I survived a vampire's bite, but he is not the man you are.
I'm doomed. My soul a never-ending torment.
Kill me! Kill me!
Her life will be yours. Yours. Her youth will pulse through your veins, my darling. Replenishing, restoring. Take her.
At your service, sir.
To the death.
Yes, you bleed, my lord. This is God's blade. Forged for your black heart.
with us if you dare into a twilight world of unspeakable horror.
You must die. Everybody must die.
Sample, if you dare, the deadly passion of the vampire lovers. The vampire lovers. Perverted creatures of the night find their victims everywhere. The unsuspecting merrymakers in glittering ballrooms with their young and tender throats. The sleeping beauties whose troubled dreams turn into real, terrifying nightmares.
It was a cat! A huge cat!
For God's sake, save her! No escape till their evil hearts are stilled for all eternity. If one remains, yes, even one, there will be thousands more. Beware. Beware the cold caress, the kiss that kills. Beware the vampire lovers.
Welcome to the most exclusive finishing school in Europe, where the quest for knowledge continues long into the night. If the very thought of vampires makes your flesh creep.
We call them the undead, sir. They're vampires.
If you think all vampires are ugly creatures of the night, then you're in for a shattering surprise.
Turn now this fresh, warm blood into a body of thy making.
You see, I have studied your magic. I know the black art, and I want only to know more and more.
Here, the masters are quick to recognize an outstanding pupil.
The portrait of Camilla Karnstein. Died 1710. Do you know who the portrait was of, Mircalla?
Evidence? Of what?
That you are a vampire. Welcome to the finishing school, where they really do finish you.
Oh, God, have mercy on this poor, unfortunate creature.
In old Gothic Europe, they had two burning passions: witch hunting and devil worship.
Practice the black arts. They worship the devil. They're all slaves to Count Karnstein, and he is their evil master.
Do you know what I want more than anything else? To meet Count Karnstein.
They look alike. They dress alike. Two identical beauties. But one of them has the very devil in her.
For you, all pleasure should be supreme.
These are the men they call the Brotherhood.
Seek out the devil worshippers by burning them!
And this is the sister, who is about to enter the Devilhood.
Look, what do you see? We are the undead, immortal.
The devil has sent me, twins of evil.
You will be Maria now, unsuspected, good and kind. Think of the havoc you can cause.
I thought it was your sister that I loved. But now, I know. Maria.
Twins of evil.
Years ago, they thought they killed the demon, but he's been waiting to kill them.
15 years, Cousin Eteros. But now we are here to free you, to give you life.
But must they all die?
All!
There is proof. Terrifying proof.
None of you will live. Your children will die to give me back my life.
Human fangs ripping throats. And to add to the blood feast is yet another vampire tale. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who is the most terrifying of them all? The Countess Dracula. Blood. The more she drinks, the prettier she gets. The prettier she gets, the thirstier she gets.
Oh, me.
No. Blood. Whose blood?
Dobie! Look at me, Dobie. Look at me.
And what will your daughter say? She arrives tomorrow, and she'll find you as young as she is.
Say it, Mother. Say it.
Yes. Yes, yes, I love you. Yes.
Do her lovers know how she clings to you? Dare she tell them the dreadful truth?
Does such a woman exist? You know she does.
The Countess Dracula and Vampire Circus, the greatest blood show on earth.
And now, as we taxi onto the runway, let's see what else is taking off at this complex.
Black belt against black magic in the greatest battle of all time. Seven brothers and their one sister meet Dracula. While vampires drink the blood of the virgins and turn them into zombies. Seen Kung Fu until you've seen the seven brothers and their one sister in action against Dracula. 7,000-year-old monster disintegrate before your eyes as the 7 brothers and their one sister meet Dracula.